Hello everyone, this is Ep12 and welcome to episode 12 of Ep20's Enigmatica 2 Expert Series. So last episode, we moved into our lovely new home, which is actually, I'm getting like right at home here. You know, no pun intended. I'm enjoying this lovely base. And today I want to get back to questing and progression. So I started looking at some of the gates, and we did complete a handful of gates, which is cool. Ooh, an aqueous accumulator, you say. How hard is that to make? Accumulator. It looks a little out of reach. Well, no, actually not too out of reach for my current situation. I could probably make this if I needed to. Yeah. So it doesn't look too bad. 4 sturdy casings, which we already got, you know, some of, so they're not too hard to make. And bronze is just copper and tin, so I don't know. I guess we'll go aqueous accumulator. Not sure that I need it for anything at the moment, but I'm sure at some point I will. So just a handful of quests that I didn't actually go through and hand in or do anything with, right? I'm not jumping into Thaumcraft or Astral Sorcery just yet, but I probably will soon-ish. So I'm going to hold off on handing in these rewards until I get some of those taken care of, right? We also did basic machine casings. So, overclocker upgrades are actually pretty nice to get early on. Rubber is easy, and iron ore, clearly we have tons of. So, overclocker upgrade is the clear winner on that choice reward there, which should unlock industrial craft, right? And as well, forestry we already started working on, clearly. So, with those things taken care of, my next path, where do I want to go from here? I definitely need to get into IC2 to unlock a few other things that I'm going to want to have access to, right? So IC2 is one we definitely need to unlock because it's a tier 1 tech mod and it has some things that we need. The other thing, though, that I'd like to also look into making is actually additions. Because actually additions would actually get me access to the drill, right? Which doesn't seem like the recipe for that has changed too much from what the basic drill components require. And then we could get, you know, some fortune and some mining augments and all that stuff, and that might be cool. So vein miner kind of makes it less necessary to have the drill, but on the other hand, having a drill that's powered by RF sounds like a good time, right? Because you can still vein mine with the drill, and then it's RF powered, and we don't have to worry about repairing stuff, right? So that might be cool, right? So we could get, you know, mining augment. I forget what those. Oh, that's the range, right? And then fortune, you know, looks reasonably doable, right? So we might jump into some of this. I don't know that I need speed, but we might make a couple. But I'll probably get like this and this. So that's, you know, 4 of them. Maybe we'll get a speed 1 in there because you have 5 upgrade slots. And it's been a while since I've done the actual additions drill for stuff, and I think that might be a cool plan. Also, actually, additions unlocks, you know, a bunch of other stuff that might be useful. You know, we could get into empowered oil if we want to go for that route for power gen. You know, there's just a bunch of nifty tools and gadgets in actually additions. So I think, for mining purposes at the very least, that might be the route I want to take. So can we jump right into actually additions, or are we missing anything? So in order to start and unlock this chapter, we need an iron casing, right? So iron casings require tin electron tubes and hardened casings and iron sheet metal from immersive engineering. Aha. Cool. And hardened casings are made with diamonds, and sturdy casings and a carpenter with water. So we've got our forestry room over here, right? This carpenter is for the seed oil stuff that we want to get going on. So we'll probably want another carpenter that's going to have some water in it, right? So let's get a carpenter and get ready to go with that. So that's just 2 buckets of water and a sturdy casing, which, did I use all my sturdy casings? I can't exactly remember, but I feel like I must have, right? How many sturdy casings do I get per craft? 2. All right, so it's bronze gears, copper gears, and what, bronze ingots? Sounds about right to me. So we're going to need some copper, and I'm going to need more copper and tin. Probably sooner than later. And I think for now, this is still my only bet for doing stuff. So you're off, right? Yeah. Cool. Let's do 9 and 3. Does that sound fair? Now, alumite, I did make some ingots of. Remember, we kicked that off last episode, so that's cool. So we'll let this copper cook up, at least to the point where it's close. And then we'll get bronze. We'll make our carpenter so we can get a sturdy casing. And then we'll need the electron tube thing. So is that... I want to say... I don't think that's thermiotic fabricator, is it? What's the electron tube one? It is in the thermiotic fabricator. Okay, cool. So we'll need one of them as well, which also needs a hardened casing, and it also needs an impregnated casing. Okay. Some gold gears and glass. Impregnated casings come from wood and seed oil, so we have to do a little bit more seed oil. So we're still going to need that seed oil bit to get stuff going, which is cool. And you over here, can we get our shovel, which is a nice shovel? Thanks, Chief. So that should be good enough for now. So let's get some sturdy casings. I have enough to do one. What do I need to get more of that? Bronze gears, maybe? Yeah, 2 bronze gears. I'll need 4 more bronze if I want to do bronze gears. Which shouldn't be too bad with my current state of things. But we are like... It's funny how much copper I'm using. I would not have expected to be burning that much copper, but we totally are. I'm just looking to see if there's any more copper like hiding somewhere, but I think I've been pretty organized with my stuff. So I think we got what we got, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, and 1. And then I'm going to turn you off for a minute because I want to get the gears going here. And then 4 more of you. And that should be cool, right? So then that'll get us another set of sturdy casings because I have a feeling we're going to need them. And I'd definitely like to get into automation where I can sooner than later. That would probably be like super cool. But I think we might be a little ways away from that. We'll find out. Nice. Okay, so with that taken care of, we should now be able to get another set of sturdy casings. Perfect. I'm going to put you in here, because I don't necessarily need you in here right now, and we're good to go. So with sturdy casings taken care of, we need hardened casings, which is diamond and mortar. So we need another carpenter, right? So for that, we need 2 buckets of water and some of this stuff. And I might have buckets on me. I thought I had buckets around here somewhere. I would have expected to have buckets on me. There they are. I should create an infinite water source inside this base somewhere. That's probably not a bad idea, right? Let's pop out here and find some water. I'm thinking maybe my water fountain in the middle, because it looks cool with it all, you know, flowing water and whatnot, but maybe it would be neat to have this, like, infinite water source in here. I think that's a little bit better, right? So now anytime I need water, I can just pop over to the center thing and get water. All right, works for me. So now that we've got this, we should be able to get a carpenter. And we're gonna maybe put that aqueous accumulator that I got a minute ago to use. We just need to figure out how I'm gonna, you know, surround it with water and make it accessible. So could I put the carpenter here? And then let's get some power connectors. So MV wire coil, MV wire connector. That you have power now at least, right? So this is gonna be like my little forestry corner, right? This is my seed oil carpenter, and this is my water carpenter. So how can I set you up such that, ow, you're gonna behave yourself? So you should be outputting to the top, which is cool, right? So he's slowly but surely producing water. But if I surround him with water, he'll be a little bit more efficient, right? So does underneath count? I know I've tested this before. I feel like it should. I also feel like I should not use these cables here. right? Shouldn't I like not use these annoying zap you for existing cables? I think I'm gonna swap this out with leadstone. So what I should be able to do is something like that. And then I can put you. Ow, ow, ow. I know you guys just want me to die. I know you do. I understand. I'm gonna do my best not to, but we'll see. So does that count as water? In order to test this, I need to have another bucket of water heater. Yes, it does. So underneath does count. So what I could do is throw it behind, right? And that should count for water. And that should be good, right? And that should keep that thing watered. Sweet. Now a couple diamonds and we should be in business. Something else we need to find more of downstairs. I've got to go mining. There we go. Nice. Sweet. Alright, so for a thermionic fabricator, I need one of those. And I also need an impregnated casing, which means I need wheat. So should I set up a farm outside? I feel like that might not be a terrible idea. Let's see, do I have... I have that flint-based one. That junky flint thing, right? Yeah, Flintmatic. That should be fine, though. To make sure he's nicely repaired. And where do I want to put this little farm? I like having sugarcane right out here. That's kind of neat. Let's see, where should we set up a farm? I don't know that there's necessarily like a front or a back to my house. So I know we're gonna need lots of seeds. Let's get where's this stuff chest? Let's grab, I probably want to plant some potatoes. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, right? We're gonna want some regular seeds. But then where are my pumpkin seeds? There they are. Nice. Cool. And I should also consider planting nether wart at some point. Poutine. There's my bed. I can only sleep at night. Come on, bed. Alright, so let's give this a shot. Does this sound good? Wow, you have no durability at all, do you? I should probably at least get a wooden tool rod so that it doesn't have, like, terrible durability. Alright, so we can swap that out. Regular tool rod, wooden tool rod. Cool. And then we'll repair him. Fix up his durability a little bit. I should probably think about getting him some better stuff, but I don't use... The thing is with hose, you don't use them all that often, right? Like, you use it once and then never again. Now, where's my worms at? There they are. Thank you. Beautiful. So that should be a, relatively decent farm. Let me get my watering can and get this thing finished. Alright, I think that should be a pretty reasonable farm, at least to get started with stuff. We might need to get into some canola at some point. We'll figure it out, right? But for now, that's a good start. And it also got me access to pumpkins in a nice line, so that's neat. Okay. And we'll grow these guys. That looks good. Okay, so seed oil, get to work. And then I need an impregnated casing, which needs some wood, right? And this will get me my thermionic fabricator. So wood would probably be either in here or in here. Do I have no wood? Oh, that's right. I have it in my thing. Cool. So what I'm going to do is change your... Should be good. Nice. So that'll get me my thermionic fabricator, which I now have to figure out where I'm going to put that thing. Hooray! Quest complete. Nice. I didn't even realize that was a quest. I mean, we are working on some forestry machines, so that makes sense. Ooh, mana dust. I'll call that some kind of material. That looks fancy. I'm not sure what I can use it for exactly, but you can use it to make a Gaia Spirit ingot. Nice. And a Gaia Pylon. Looks like we're going to need that for a handful of things. It's also used to make a resonant cell, and eventually the elite crafting table. Interesting. It's cool, though. I'll take it. All right, so now can we get our thermionic fabricator? Yes, once we have 4 gold gears and some glass, which I should have no problem, because I think I've got glass in here, right? I've got 3 glass, which should be good. So 4 gold gears equals 16 gold. Right? So that'll take care of that. And we might as well get the gear cast rolling, and we'll come back in a minute when that's done. Hey, look at that. We've got gold gears. So now we should be good for a thermionic fabricator. Sweet. Which was also a quest, by the way. That was a complete the chapter style quest too. That's cool. Anything good? Music disc. So the answer is no. Nothing good. So thermionic fabricator, where do you want to live? Maybe I'll throw him in this corner. And I might do something similar here where I... So how did I do this one? So I might have another machine here at some point, but for now, we'll pretend like we're not gonna. And what we'll do is we'll stick the wire connector up top here. This is mostly doing this because I don't want to get zapped like that, right? So I'm just, you know, being careful. So now that we have a thermionic fabricator, we should be able to get into the casings from actually additions. Now I did start poking around at some other things, and a lot of actually additions we are going to need some industrial craft stuff. So we might need to do some industrial craft as well, but we'll see. So for now, we've got this cooking. So iron sheet metal, not too much of a problem. That's just 4 iron plates, right? Which is pretty straightforward to get at this point. Hardened casings, we already know how to get. We just need 4 more diamonds and some water, right? Then the last thing we need to worry about is... Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So 10 electron tubes is 5 tin and 2 redstone. That's not bad at all. But we will need to get some glass in there. So let's smelt up a little bit of glass as well. Let's see. Oh, I've got something good. Should clean up my inventory a little bit. Because we've just got junk everywhere. Right? Like that can go away, and so can this, and probably a handful of other things. But for now, we'll stick with what we got. I do need to probably go mining between episodes, though. And then some redstone, right? Cool. All right, so they just need a piece of glass to heat up. Now, presumably this thing won't be drawing power once it finishes its craft, right? How much liquid glass do you need? 500 millibuckets. Ah, right. Doot, doot. Nice. Right. So when it's in a position where it's missing liquid resource, is the power going to go down or is it continuing to go up? It is continuing to go up. So if I don't want to waste power here, I should probably throw a lever on this guy to prevent him from working anymore. Disabled by redstone. Now the power, I think, will go down. One can only hope. All right, so that should be everything I need to make this guy once I get some iron plates. So let's get 32 iron plates. Do we have a bunch of iron plates? We do, for now, have some. I feel like my impression is we're going to need quite a bit more of this stuff, but for now at least, we can get this going, and then we'll kind of go from there, right? So I did make the hardened dude, I just didn't take it out. And that's an iron casing, which should be, ding, nice, the intro or the start to a brand new chapter of actually additionsness. Awesome. Requires circuit boards for 10 electron tubes, huh? Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I did make 10 electron tubes, but what's involved in making a basic circuit board? Oh, you want all the circuit boards, don't you? I'm not doing that right now. So that completes this guy. So I can either have 2 more iron casings, 2 more advanced machines, or 2 heavy engineering blocks as a choice reward. I feel like iron casings is the way I want to go, because advanced machines... I need to get into IC2 for that, but that's not as expensive because it doesn't require diamonds, right? So I think what I'll do is take the iron casings, because that does need diamonds. Cool. So that gets me a few more of those. And we can now break our way into the actual additions chapter, which again, one of my goals is to be able to get, ideally, access to mining, right? Drill, but we'll see. So that should get me started. Okay, cool. And the drill hopefully has like pretty decent stuff we can do with it. So that means check actual additions manual claim, and we're good to go. I've begun the Actually Additions questline. Now, you don't really need the Actually Additions manual because it's in JEI everywhere. But we got worms. They die after 10,000 ticks in this pack. Wah, wah, wah. Today we learned. What notes are in here? Tier 2 Techna. You will need to get your hands on Inyori crystals as they are part of the progression towards thermal expansion. Cool. All right. The other thing we did is a ranged collector. We got that as a loot reward at some point. So that just is, hey, a brewing stand. And hey, signal and plated impulse item ducts. That's not bad. That's actually a pretty nice reward. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Cool. So I'm going to put away a few things here for a minute, just to organize my inventory as usual. So I'm guessing one of the next things I should craft is the atomic reconstructor. Yeah. So... the atomic reconstructor will need golden electron tubes, 4 steel plates. So we have some steel. We have actually a decent amount of steel. I should consider getting something that makes steel plates better than this, but a couple people recommended there's a steel plate from the pressurizer. I've told this doesn't need power. It's a lot of steps. I don't think I've found boron underground yet, so there's that. But I've heard that that's a pretty good way to get plates. There we go. All right. So the other thing we need for the reconstructor is this red laser lens, which looks actually pretty easy to make. We just need red stained glass and some stuff. That's from Industrial 4 going. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Now, I might need to get myself some rose red. Can you go into... you get 3 from a crusher, you get 4 from a squeezer. Did I ever put my squeezer anywhere? I think I said no to that, right? And then I should have a button somewhere here too. The squeezer's just really tricky to jump on sometimes. There you go. Cool. And then we'll want to craft this around here. And do that. And then a little bit of iron, and we should be cool. And then we need some gold, because we're going to need the gold electron tubes. Meanwhile, the plates should be done. Five gold, my bad. And then the glass, obviously. Cool. So then we let this thing heat up, because drawing power is good, but only when you want it to. Nice. Power off. So does that mean I have everything I need now? It does. Booyah. Let's get a redstone torch, because we know we're going to need that. And we're also going to want a pressure plate. Or a button, whatever. But that should be cool. Alright, so actually additions. Where am I going to place this? That's going to be a little bit of a tricky answer. Ow. The main reason that's tricky, let's see. If this was going to be my room. Right, that's what an empower is going to look like. So I'm thinking we could do that. Right? We could do that. But we're going to want to make sure that we have some kind of power connector going on here. So part of me is thinking I should run these wires under the ground instead of in the ceiling, but we'll see. At least for now. Let's get you going. We'll hit you with this guy so you're in pulse mode. We'll give you a pressure plate. And then all we really need is power. So for now, we can just do this, but we're going to probably change this up in a little bit because we're going to need power underground to work for the empower setup, right? So to test this, huzzah! The only trouble is I can't get the items because I zapped myself. Tire, please. How can I run wiring in here that doesn't look awful, but at the same time functions pretty nicely? Because we're going to want wiring underground for the empower, right? Ow, 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 ow. Ow. Oh, I died from it. There you go. You guys, I said I wasn't going to let it happen, but I let it happen. Yeah. And I do know that you can do the thing. You can totally insulate that wiring to make that less likely to happen, but I just don't do that. All right, so a better way to approach this, I'd really like to have power. Maybe if I just ran power underground here, right? So what if we did this? Is this the right spot? It is. Cool. And maybe what we could have is just the MV wire connector here in this corner, right? And what we could have is the relay here, like that. Does that work? And that'll keep that guy powered? Looks like it works to me. And that should be mostly out of the way that I won't zap myself too badly with it. At least until we come up with a better plan for power production, right? And transfer. Alright, so with that taken care of, right? We get ourselves another loot quest along with the Anyori loot quests. And that got us, ooh, some more food. Never gonna turn that down. Umbrum sapling from Biomes of Plenty. Neat. It's basically a tree. Just wondering what kind of wood it produces, if it's any kind of thing special, or if it's just, here's a neat tree. I don't know. Don't know nothing. I just work here. All right, let's put you away. And I'll put you in the food chest, Mr. Shrimp, Pork, Okra, Hush Puppies. All right, so we've got that taken care of, right? Actually, additions, beginnings. Next things we can get into is the automated farmer. That's not a bad idea, considering we need a lot of seeds, right? Automated feeder, if we want to start breeding animals automatically. We can get into canola-based power. That would be cool. But one of our next tasks, absolutely, is to get to the empower. You'll need to place the display stands, and all 4 corners of the display stands require power. Yes, so that looks cool. That's pretty standard, right? But the recipe for this is a little bit different than what we're used to. It's not that different, right? So we need iron casings, right, for the empower. We also need a double battery, which looks to be about the same, right? So nothing too crazy there. Restonia crystal, that's all straightforward. Display stands, also pretty standard. We just need a healthy amount of quartz, so a quick trip to the nether is in order. The advanced coils are a little bit more complicated, though. These coils, which are a foundation for a lot of Actually Additions items, require some gold cables from IC2, some impregnated sticks, and basic coils, which need aluminum wire, Inuri crystals, and more impregnated sticks. So we need a healthy amount of seeds for the seed oil. We're going to need those aluminum coils, which are pretty straightforward. I think that's just engineer's wire cutters, right? Yeah, or shears with an aluminum plate. So that's easy enough, right? But you know, we'll definitely need some gold cables, which we can make this way, but we might want to get into a metal former just to make our life a little bit easier. So we might dip into IC2 next episode. We'll see. However, for now, it's wrapping up point. So Daryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time, continue along our technological progress. But for now, take it easy.